the spirit of the outdoors. Coffee's good. I've been doing a good bit of hunting, I guess, the last 3-4 days, and y'all, I ain't had no luck. And when I say a good bit of hunting, I mean I have hunted in my little stand back here on my property. Me and my dad went up to another place and hunted. I've got one other little spot that I can kind of hunt. My main hunting consists of getting down in the swamp, and I hadn't been able to do that yet this year. So I hadn't had no luck, hadn't killed a deer. So I'm fixing to kind of back off of it a little bit. I don't know, me and Brody may go fishing. I've got a couple of issues. Seems like everything goes wrong at the same time. Obviously, I lost some fishing time here at the end of this year because of the buggy needing bushings and all this kind of stuff. Well, the other day I decided I'm going to the swamp. I got it put together, I got time. I mean, we've been busy doing pottery and all kind of other stuff, family events, all kind of stuff going on. And I drove all the way over to and it's about a 3-mile ride on my buggy over to the entrance. And then I ride about another 3 miles down into the swamp to get to where I normally hunt and stuff like that. And when I got over there to the gate, I stopped and cut my buggy off and was looking to see about their rules, regulations, Matt. There was no paperwork, no information. They don't put nothing to help you out as far as you knowing what's going on there. You just have to look at the basic rules on the internet. Well, it just says public land, so I am still assuming that you cannot shoot a doe on public land unless you're during archery season with archery equipment. I don't think you can even shoot one now with archery equipment during rifle season. So I'm confused a little bit about exactly how it works, and everybody's got a different opinion. Oh, it's this and it's that, but none of your opinions matter except what the Game and Fish says. So, because I've done heard several different, oh yeah, you can shoot you can shoot them with a muzzleloader, but you can't shoot one with a muzzleloader on that property. I hadn't been told that. So I don't know about with archery equipment. I got all the way over there to the check station, pulled the paper out, and cut the buggy off it. Like I said, went to crank it back up, and it wouldn't crank. What it had done is there's a bearing in that primary clutch that had locked up and engaged so that it couldn't sit there and idle. So whenever you try to crank it up, it's trying to go. So I could pull it neutral and crank it. But then as I shoved it into gear, it choked the motor down. So I had to haul it home, didn't get to hunt that day. Anyway, still ain't got a deer. Working on my back porch, I have spent a lot of my time doing that. So my hunting has consisted of late in the afternoon right here, going back in the edge of the woods and hunting a little bit. And I missed a deer with a 30-30 the other day. My eyes is in low light. I can't see my sights. I mean, I just can't. That scope allowed you to hunt later, you know. Also, working on cutting up my stuff from my back patio. I was eating peanuts and I got a piece of hull stuck in my teeth. Saw started acting up. Well, I had threatened swapping this bar out. So now, chainsaw, I got on Amazon. I'll leave a link to this. This is a Husqvarna 435. This is not a logging saw. This is for a man sawing up a little bit of firewood, light duty, doing some lemon. Could you log with it? Possibly. There's no way I'd want to do it. But I went from a 16, of course it goes back here, bolts. I went from a 16-inch bar to an 18. I would like to have went 20, but I don't think this little saw would pull it probably. So anyway, new Oregon bar. And look, when you order Oregon bars, I didn't know this. I went to my local Lowe's Hardware and purchased a bar. And when I got home, it had no hole for the oiler. And I was like, no, that chain won't last no time. So I took it back, got my money back for it, and I got on Amazon. And the only one of these Oregon bars that I really saw was these speed cuts. Now, I don't know. I'll leave a link to it. It has an oiler. I sawed up some pine back there on my poles where I had to saw the ends off, and you'll see in that clip, I'm gonna get this off my table, but anyway, I got a new bar chain on that saw, got that fixed. You see those tails of those poles sticking way out. Well, when everything gets situated and I get them laid down where they're gonna go and everything fit right, then I'm gonna measure out however far I want from that back wall, how much overhang I want. Preferably 2 foot, 3 foot. Right now it's like 6, 8 foot sticking over. Maybe not quite 8, but around 6 sticking over some of them. A good 4 foot. And I'm gonna saw them all off the same. So I got to do all of that. I've been working on that a good bit. Peeling them poles is time consuming. I am filming that process. It'll wind up, that whole deal will be in several videos. I've got the canoe drug out. I'm fixing to paint the canoe. I've been wanting to paint it for a long time. So what I'm going to do, I had some leftover paint from where I painted my truck. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if I want to paint it the exact same color just so that it will match the truck whenever I do strap it on the top. But I have a little bit of hunter green Rust-Oleum paint that I thought about pouring in and darkening it some. So I don't know. I may do that. I'm going to experiment, but I got a lot of sanding and prep work that I got to do to it before I attempt to paint it. And the reason I'm painting it is squirrels and ducks and things like that. If you're easing through that water down there and trying to slip up on stuff, they see that is a contrast color and it stands out, and the movement of it is what, if it was sitting still, they probably would be all right with it. So I'm going to do it, and then I know Mr. John Dyden's going to have a spell if we do anything with that sticker on the front where it says Blue Hole Canoe. If I could get new stickers, I would take them off, sand them down. So I may put some tape over that sticker and paint around it just because of the sticker being, they don't make those canoes anymore. They made them in Sunbright where Mr. John Dyden lives, and they're very good canoes. It's a whitewater canoe. It's not ideal for what I do, but it is better than, it has a little more, I can turn and move around in it better than I can the long flat bottom canoe. But when you're just trying to glide along, it don't track as well. So I thought about trying to adhere me a keel to it. In other words, put a strip down the center of it that's some kind of a reel, but I don't know what I would do that. I mean, I could order something, obviously, probably, but anyway, we're going to sand it, paint it. I do have a fin I could put on it, but the fin problem is going over logs and stuff. It is a problem, and I would constantly it'd be in the way. So, got a lot of that stuff, projects that I want to do. I had hoped things would settle down. I would get some knives made before Christmas, but it don't look like at this point that's going to happen. But I do have one knife project. This, and it's getting a little bit of rust on it. This is a Bowie. I have got a lot of work to do back here on this tang, but I am grinding the blade down to where I want it so that whenever I get ready to quench it, I'm going to forge it up, and then I'm going to cut and do some work on this. I think it's got a slight crook to it. But I'm going to build this knife, and I was going to do a bone handle on it. Bone handles work for me. I realize that nobody else knows how to take care of a knife with a bone handle, so if you sell a knife with a bone handle, they're going to break the handle right off the bat. So I'm going to put this piece of deer antler on this knife. I've got to forge a bolster. So there's a lot of work I'm going to forge. I'm going to make a sheath for it. And then I'm going to sell chances on this knife once it's done. I'm going to sell them for $10 a chance. And all of the money is going to benefit a family here that's got a young man in the hospital, had an accident, Sam Allen. And there's been a lot of people raising money trying to help them. His I really don't know details. I'm assuming that his mom and dad has not been working. I know his dad has been working some, but they spending a lot of time in the hospital and not being able to work as much. And we going towards Christmas, and they have a daughter, and I'm going to do this, raise this money to help this family. I know there are other benefits going on. There's a lot of other people raised a lot of money to help this family. They're at this point of filming, they're like 30-something days into being in the hospital with him. He is coming around. Looks like there is a little hope. It was very bleak for a while. Not sure that he was even going to make it. Then not sure what shape he's going to be in afterwards, but he's nodding, he's answering them like he's communicating with them. Still needs a miracle. So pray for him, especially, number one. But next, if you want to benefit, if you want a knife, either one of the two, I'm going to sell chances on this knife, and then we're going to give it away at some point, depending on whether it's before Christmas, after Christmas. It'll have a lot to do with when I can get finished with a knife. It'll be a fine knife. I'm going to put some extra work into it. I want it to be as good as I can make it. And we're going to raise this money, and every dime of it is going to them. So I won't make a penny off of it. So the next thing is, I still got a lot of pottery that has got to be made. I thought, and I always think this, well, it's going to slow down in December. You know, we got all our store orders. Well, we got stores that have bought pottery and called us and been like, we're out of pottery. We're like, what? In fact, we delivered pottery to a store the other day. We stopped and shopped in that town for a few minutes, and I ain't going to say where because it don't matter. Shopped for about 30 minutes to an hour, and they called and said we have done sold half of it. So Southern Mud Pottery is becoming a hit. It is growing in popularity, which means I have more pottery I have to make to keep up with the orders. And here I am wanting to hunt and film videos and drink coffee and talk to y'all. So I just wanted to do a video this morning on kind of what's going on. You didn't get a video today as I'm filming this. I may edit this one and throw it up sometime today. I don't know. But there's a lot going on. And really, I wanted to hunt, and it's the hunting that I've been trying to film hunting. I just can't make it happen. I have got some short clips, man. The moon was beautiful, which this camera phone, you can't zoom in the moon and get a good picture of it. It just don't happen. Now, I could have got my good camera out, but I don't like to go to the woods lugging a huge camera around, not when I'm trying to be successful killing game. Now, if I'm just in the woods, don't care if I kill nothing or not, I can take the camera and do a lot of times I like to do that. I love to go and see how good of a film I can make in the woods, and I can do that. But you can't be successful hunting game, lugging a big camera around and a gun, and you're hunting if you take just the camera and I'm just going to film videos, absolutely, I can set up and I can get shots of about whatever. But when you're trying to film you shooting it, that's a whole horse of a different color. So anyway, we fixing to get a fire built here in Mississippi. It is finally got down to some tolerable weather. And we still have to let the fire go out up today, build another one every morning just about it, which this morning we didn't have one in the house. We just didn't build one last night. I'll be honest with you, I came in and we eat supper and I sat down on the couch and I pulled that foot thing out, propped my feet up, and I hauled several loads of logs sitting right there. In fact, I woke up over the middle of the night and everybody else done went to bed, and I grabbed me a blanket and just laid back down, and that's where I woke up this morning. I crashed. I've done a lot of walking, hunting, slipping around the woods. So anyway, I'm fixing to go build a fire in this shop this morning and see if I can get caught up on some of my pottery At what point I'm gonna start sanding on this canoe, I don't know. We will film all of it, so you won't miss it. Just a little bit into what is going on. I'm taking a liking to my little beaver crab hatchet. I had never had a small, but y'all, this thing ain't ideal for splitting wood now. You see how thin that is? But now, and that oak I tried to split the other day, y'all, is something else. And this right here, y'all, is very green. A lot of rosin in it. You see how I'm enjoying this. I really am. It's small. They don't have a big long handle. And you're not going to do a lot of heavy duty work with it, but it is sharp. You can do some fine carving and stuff. We're going to do a whole video review on it. We're going to just see one day what all it will do. I'll link it though in the description. And that belt sheath, I like the way it works, but now you see how it hangs. So, but now it's going, if you put it on your belt, it's going to stay against your body. So I've been hanging it right there on the wall. So I'm making me some more coffee. Been eating some of these parched peanuts. I got them out here in an ice cream bucket. Roscoe was eating them, but he wasn't going to eat them on camera. So anyway, I have talked and rattled on long enough. We got a fire going. That in there looks bad. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things, the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all.